Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, an alleged brewing coup at the House of Representatives.
Mamadali sila eh. Sinasabi nilang ng grupo raw nila, hindi na raw sila ang gagawa ng budget. Why? What do they plan to do with the budget ba?
House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano saying he is ready to step down anytime if his colleagues will insist.
They'll either have to ask me to resign or they have to move na all seats are vacant.
But some lawmakers deny the existence of an ouster plot.
If there is a need that we sign a manifest of support, PDP Laban is willing to do that. Just to show our sincerity that we do not know anything about this.
The fate of the term sharing deal and another conflict emerging at the lower house. House Deputy Speaker Lray Villafuerte and Oriental Mindoro 1st District Representative Doy Leachon join us live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano says he's ready to let go of his post if majority of the congressmen at the lower house decide to oust him. Allies of Cayetano appeal to Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco to honor the term-sharing deal. But Velasco's camp insists that he is not, quote, in a rush to become the House Speaker. Two key allies of Velasco were removed from their committees at the lower house, with Cayetano saying that they are more interested in sowing intrigue than working with him. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have here in the studio House Deputy Speaker Lray Villafuerte. Congressman, it's so good to see you again. It's been a while.
Thank you for inviting me here.
You're welcome. Yesterday, the session began. Congressman Ungab was taken out as chairman of the Appropriations Committee. Why?
Well, number one, if you're a member of the majority, you should support the decision of the majority, the priorities of the majority. If you're going against the majority, especially the leadership, it's time for you to go. So it's either you resign or you get, kicked out. That's what happened. In the case of Congressman Leachon, very clear. He called me a liar based on the statement I made. Sabi ko, di ba, that at least 20 congressmen were plotting to oust the speaker. And that was an echo of what Speaker said. He called me a liar. Technically, he's calling the Speaker a liar. So, if you question the leadership, you should resign. But the main reason why he was taken out, I should tell everybody, when Alan was elected Speaker, si Congressman Leachon asked Alan for him to be a member of the HRET and then chairman. But what he did not reveal was that he had a case at the HRET. He was a lawyer. Out of delicadeza, dapat hindi niya ginawa yun. Then conflict of interest. Then secondly, totoo to. There are already reports coming, reaching the speaker that there are alleged corruption in the HRET. Cash in exchange for favorable decisions. Then, thirdly, meron rin nag-report, he's using his position as a PDP Laban member. Na yung may mga kaso doon na non-PDP, sabi niya, sumali kayo. Or suportahan niyo si Lord Velasco. Which we feel is wrong. Because, si Presidente, the leader of the PDP Laban, anti-corruption ang crusade niya eh. And yet, here's a member of the House. Ngayon, nag-knee-jerk reaction siya na kung minamadali niya issue. I think he has to answer this issue.
The issues that you raised, when he was a member and then subsequently a chairman, I'm talking about Congressman Leachon of the HRET, none of you knew, no one knew that
at that time,
he had a pending case?
No, at that time, no. Kasi the HRET has to be constituted first. Local issue yan. We really didn't know that, na meron.
Wala man lang bulong-bulungan, Congressman. Sandali, si Congressman Leachon may kaso.
Meron after. But, siyempre, we were waiting for him to, at least be objective or have the delicadeza to not inhibit. Kasi kung tinanggal siya before, sabihin, tinatanggal yung main ni Lord Velasco, it would have created some instability.
But would it have been okay if his case was taken up and he obviously would inhibit on the case, si Congressman Leachon?
Yes, but you cannot deny the fact that he's the head of the contingent.
He's the chairman.
He's the chairman. He can influence the members.
And then so what you're saying is you were just waiting for him, sana
out of delicadeza sana. I mean, kasi if you were the speaker, if I was the speaker, I'm speaking for myself. I mean, kung tinanggal siya at that time, most trusted follower ni Lord, then i-issue nila yan, ba't yung tinatanggal din?
Okay. The second is, well, among the other items that you raised, favorable decision in the HRAT in exchange for cash?
Yes, merong mga reports sa amin na na for a favorable decision, may nanghihingi ng certain amount, certain this.
But is it him? Is it Congress? Are you
Well, I will not
accusing
reveal at this
him?
time. But if he challenges me, I will name the person.
No, ibig ko sabihin, ang sinasabi niyo po, si Congressman Lray Villafuerte ang humihingi ng pera in exchange for favorable
Well, he's the
decision.
chairman. He knows about it.
But is he the one asking, sir?
At this time, I will not reveal.
Why
But
not? Pero may direct link ho ba sa kanya?
Meron.
Hindi lang dahil chairman siya?
Meron.
Okay. And then ang sinabi niyo po, ang susunod naman, will give you a favorable decision, sumali kayo ng PDP laban.
I-research nyo, sino bang may kaso dyan na lumipat? I mean, yun.
Okay.
It's on record. The way nagalit siya sa akin when I said that si Lord Velasco, it's not anymore a question of integrity. Yung competence niya, gravitas track record. Nagalit, napikon sila. But it's on record. Si Speaker Alan was senator, councilor, secretary of foreign affairs. Si Lord Velasco is a congressman. But in terms of track record and gravitas and experience, it's a matter of fact, di ba? Huwag silang magagalit.
I see. Okay. So let me just bring this in because Congressman Ungab also was ousted as chairman of the Appropriations Committee, a very important post. There is this statement from Jeffrey Tupa's Office of Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, hugpong ng pagbabago statement of support to Congressman Isidro Ungab. The conveners of Hugpong ng Pagbabago strongly condemns the removal of Davao City Congressman Isidro Ungab from his post as chair of the House Committee on Appropriations. There's another paragraph, strongly condemns Congressman. Tama ho ba yung inyong ginawa?
Well, we respect the position of the HNP headed by Mayor Inday. We respect that. But I think the leadership under Speaker had the reasons why si Ungab was taken out. And
Ano nga ba yung rason?
maraming rason kasi he was appropriations chairman and he was acting on his own. Siyempre may leadership structure dyan. You cannot act despite the fact that you're given leeway, independence. You have to clear with the leadership. At maraming mga actions na ginawa siya na contrary sa guidance ng speaker.
Such as?
For example, si DSWD, ang effect, nagkaroon ng provision doon na nag-limit ng 5% on the service fee. You have to understand, DSWD is an agency performing a lot of tasks na batas, like 4P and all. They cannot perform kung limited ang manpower and services na pinoprovide. So we agreed with DSWD that you can charge over 5% within a limit allowed by COA. Si Chairman Ungab, naka-insert ng provision na dapat 5% lang. Anong effect?
What is the effect?
800 people taken out. Secondly, the payout services of DSWD effective. Dati nang hirap, dati nang mabagal. So, yung mga ganyan, as Appropriation Chairman, ikaw yan. Saka yung issue namin nun, di ba? Noon, he said so many things against me na he filed on first reading yung budget ng 2020. Ginamit pa niyang author si Speaker na walang authority. These small things became bigger. Nag-schedule siya ng mga meetings with various departments. And he was saying na siya ang sundin, hindi si Speaker. I mean, tama ba yun?
Pumupunta din ho talaga sa usapin ng coup d'etat sa House of Representatives. Allegedly, as you said, and Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano said there are 20 congressmen who are telling you that a coup d'etat is in the offing.
Yes, definitely. Offering chairmanships, offering chairman, i-retain raw sila if they support the coup. They were being offered additional budget for their districts. So, una-una, when the 1521 arrangement was, sealed, ang usapan walang palitan ng chairmanship, di ba? Except the Speaker and the Committee on Accounts. Up to now, hindi pa namin naririnig si Congressman Velasco categorically say na walang palitan. The fact,
Pag umupo na siya.
yes. I mean, nagkaroon ng issue up to now, we have not heard
Baka
from
naman
it.
matagal pa, sir. 7 months ba?
Hindi, pero if you want a smooth transition, okay, again, just to refresh, when Speaker Alan became Speaker, he offered Congressman Lord Velasco, why don't you become the senior deputy speaker? Meaning speaker in waiting, speaker pro tem. Para while I'm doing this, ikaw na nakaalalay para continuity. He did not accept. And after he became Speaker Alan became speaker, we have not seen or heard much from Congressman Lord.
Well, is it possible that you're not seeing or hearing much from him because you're from different sides?
Look, three-way fight ang speakership eh.
Dati.
Si Martin Romualdez was also gunning for it, right?
Right.
But as
But he
soon-
was not part of the 1521 anymore.
No, he was.
In the end.
Yeah, but he was, part of the agreement was Speaker Alan would be 15 months, Lord Velasco 21, and Majority Leader Martin 36 months. He was part of the deal.
I see.
So while Speaker Alan and Marjo were also contesting the same position, ngayon napakaganda ng working relationship. So bakit nangyari to kay Martin? Hindi nangyari kay Congressman Lord.
Palagay niyo ho ba matutuloy ang 1521?
Well,
Is your camp going to commit to that?
Well, Speaker Alan has said yesterday, I say now, we will follow the agreement.
Unless what? Is there an unless or if?
Well, marami nag-speculate, but ako, I would rather not speculate. Yun ang agreement, we have to follow it.
Okay, we'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Joining us now on the phone, Oriental Mindoro 1st District Representative Doy Leachon. Congressman, maganda umaga po sa inyo. Welcome to the show. Okay.
Good morning.
Congressman, kamusta ho kayo ngayong araw? Well, a couple of hours since natanggal po kayong chairman ng HRET.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay. As I said, medyo puyat lang, daming tawag eh. But then, of course, as I told you, I have that commitment that I cannot turn you down for so many reasons that I have been a constant guest to your
Yes,
show.
sir.
But anyway, good morning. Good
Much
morning.
appreciated. Congressman, I want to bring out the points Congressman Lray brought out. Ano po? Unang-una, meron ho ba kayong pending electoral protest? Kayo po?
Yeah. I have a pending case, but let me tell you and let me clarify this one. For one, this is only an afterthought allegation. No? After he was being hit very hard regarding the budget insertion of more than 6 billion to the detriment of other members, saka pa lang niya sasabihin yung pending case. But then, for the record, Pinky, I would like to clarify this, that during the time that I was offered and given the appointment as chair of the House of Representative Electoral Tribunal, in fact, during the day, I think 1 or 2 days after ko pa nalaman na may kaso ko, it was just an ordinary protest. Pangalawa, when I talked with the speaker, sabi ko, Speaker, alam niya yan. I don't know if Lray was there, but then, well, the speaker just said we can easily inhibit from it. And in fact, as we go along during the proceedings at Israel, in fact, every now and then that the case being called, for the record, for so many instances, with the acquiescence of the justices and other members of the tribunal, I was inhibiting from that case. So that cannot be a disguise of telling me that the very reason was because I have a pending case. For precisely that's an afterthought allegation of Lray Villafuerte after being hit of the pork insert. Yun ang ipaliwanag niya because until now, with all due respect to him, no, he had been issuing name-calling statements, and the most that they can do is to retaliate with my removal as chair. Ay masaya naman sila. In fact, I think they are happy right now, but I am also happy.
Congressman,
but siguro,
that
lang yung issue.
Okay, that electoral protest, sir, is just one of the issues brought up by Congressman Lray, and I want you to answer them point. Isa po yun, because the question really is, at the end of the day, is there conflict of interest? Dahil nga after naging miyembro po kayo, ay naging chairman naman kayo, even if, sir, mag-inhibit kayo doon sa kaso. Just a quick response to that, sir.
I think just like in any other tribunal or courts of justice or even quasi-judicial agencies, I have worked with the Supreme Court for quite some time, and then for so many reasons that a case would be definitely in relation to the one handling it. The justice handling the case or will just inhibit and be not part of the deliberation, and that's normal and
Okay.
usual.
The
And
second,
for one, I am only one of those 9, and we have 9 independent minds to decide after all.
Congressman, let me go to the other points.
Yes.
There is talk, according to Congressman Lray, that there is talk. Meron hong nagkwento sa kanya. May nagsabi po sa kanya na para po isang magandang decision, a favorable decision is given to a co-congressman or a colleague. And this is two things, sir. Cash will be exchanged, or it's as if you attract them to go move to PDP Laban. Your reply, sir.
Yan, Pinky, itong taong ito, sana naman, matuto siya na humarap sa tunay na issue. Una, wala pa kaming nagdidesisyon na case. Pangalawa, God knows, it's my witness para manghikayat ako sa PDP Laban. Para saan? Pangatlo, huwag mong baliktarin na Lray. For the record, I am telling you right now. In fact, I told this speaker, you may ask the speaker, there was a couple of instances that you called me, that you want kabataan na party list congressman na be removed from because there's a pending protest. And you called me for that one. And you said you were under the authority of the speaker. And I talked with the speaker, and he denied it. In fact, he said to me that never talk with you again. Or I'll just talk with, of course, Congressman Bambol Tolentino or Secretary General Joel Montales. How about the request of Lray? No, just talk with Bambol and Joel. So meaning, huwag mong ibalik sa akin kasi masasaktan ka dun sa sasabihin ko. Pinatatanggal mo yung kabataan party list kasi yun ang sabi ko, utos sa speaker. Pangalawa, sabi mo, panaluhin ko yung tatay mo na may kaso sa akin laban si Bordado. I mean, kung Lray, in front of all Filipino people here, it'd be man enough to tell the truth. Do not be engaged in the thread of lies, which you have done so far, so many times already.
Okay.
And the alleged coup was only a smokescreen to cover up really your personal intention of inserting more than 6 billion budget. And that's the very clear. You have to answer this one.
For the record, Congressman Leachon, yung sinasabi niyo pong pera sa Kamsur, magkano ho ba? Because there were reports it was 10, naging 8, or naging 6 po. How much is it that you know of, Congressman Leachon?
More than, the insertion was more than 6 billion, totaling more than 7 billion. Because less than 2 billion lang naman yung NEP, no? Because for all we know, Pinky, no? The DBM, after the SONA, will be submitting the NEP, the National Expenditure Program, to the House of Congress, and that's actually being received by the Speaker as a formality coming from, of course, the Executive Department. There, usually, each member would be definitely be reviewing the budget for his district, and normally it's almost including the everything, more than about 1 billion. But then, sabi ko nga, no, when I was starting as a congressman, sabi, pag taglunda, nalang ka na ng Diyos, and you can do everything for your district. But what happened here, Karen, is that, that's why probably, that's the billion peso reason also why Sisid Bungab was removed. No? And I talked with them dahil pinersa siya ng pumersa mag-insert. There was even an allegation of a department that they were trying to build a 1.8 billion na building para ipagawa. Pero after the budget, naging 300 million na lang. Yung pala, napalagay lang isa dyan sa Kamsur na dinagdagan ng mahigit 6 na milyon. Yung provincial capital, anong pakialam ng Kongreso doon?
Sa provincial capital. Okay.
He has to answer that one. That's 500 million. Yes, Pinky, 500 million na iconic provincial capital. I don't know what's iconic about it. And second, the convention center amounting to 250 million. Yung palang yung dalawang item pa lang, almost 800 million na. Yung ibang congressman, all throughout their life, pag nagka-800 million, malaki na yan para sa district nila. Pero yung Lray Villafuerte, palibasa, nasa kusina, no, try to explain this one. Why
Okay.
did you insert after the BICAM? Nagalit si Senator Lacson ng 6 na bilyon.
Congressman,
Sagutin mo ito.
okay.
Dahil ba ikaw ay malapit sa speaker?
Opo, okay. We'll have him answer
At
that, sir.
tinanggal mo si Speaker?
I'm gonna have him answer that, Congressman, but I just want to ask one more question. Kayo ho ba'y nangangamba na hindi matutuloy itong 1521 agreement?
Well, ako, simple lang. Sa akin, think, it was actually, Congress as independent body must elect the speaker. But of course, in due deference to the president, who actually requested for at least a term sharing. In fact, during the time, we have numbers under the PDP, it was the request of the president. And of course, in adherence to the request of the president for a peaceful Congress, we adhered to that one. Ito, naniniwala ako na yun pa rin ang standing. In fact, there was a statement of the president telling that if the speaker would not adhere to that, it would be his problem. But I still do believe on the pronouncement of Speaker Alan. But for the record, itong ginagawa nila, particular ito na Congressman Elray has been talking about alleged coup, when in truth, in fact, there was none. Because if 1, 2, or 3 people that can rightfully say that there was or there is, ako yun. Kasi ako lagi yung kasama ni Kong Velasco. And God knows, I am telling the truth.
Okay.
And Filipino people will be the witness. Walang ganun eh.
Walang ganon.
So,
All right. Congressman,
smoke screen lang ito. Smoke screen lang
Okay.
itong ginagawa nilang kunyari alleged coup.
maraming salamat po sa inyo. Sir, appreciate your time. Congressman Doy Leachon, marami po nga kailangan sagutin si Congressman Lray. Sa aming pagbabalik, we'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, House Deputy Speaker Lray Villafuerte. Sir, a number of very quick comments. Umpisahan ko na po dun sa, magkano ho ba talaga ang pupunta sa inyong distrito?
Well, number one, sabi kasi niya nung una na 10 billion, 8 billion, 6 billion, then 7 billion. Then he accused me na may pork barrel raw ako. I just like to clarify, pag may pork barrel ako, then he's saying the whole budget is pork barrel laden, which he was a part of ratifying. Secondly, ratified by the Congress yan, ratified by the House. Kung sinasabi niya may pork barrel ako, then lahat meron. Why? Kasi 10 billion, 8 billion. He also said that less than 2 billion raw ako, naging 7. The reality is, 2 billion na yung budget in the NEP, naging over 5 billion, not 6. That's on
Sa
record.
inyo,
In my district.
In your district?
Okay, why?
For the record.
Because
okay.
for 2019, alam mo naman nagkaroon ng budget fiasco. Ang kalaban ko si Congressman Andaya, Majority Leader Appropriation. Tinanggalan niya yung district ko ng 2.7 billion. Binalik lang yun.
So, yung natanggal ay idinagdag. Tama ba?
Yeah,
sir? Okay.
in fact, kulang pa nga eh. Kasi,
Is that a normal education?
No, it's not
Is that
normal.
a normal
It's not
thing to
normal.
do? Because wala ako last year, kailangan ibigay mo sa akin yan.
hindi normal yun, kaya nga nagkagulo eh. Because number one, you cannot or you don't touch the president's budget. What you do is you can realign. It's the power of the purse. Abogado si Congressman Leachon. Ginagawa niya yan. In fact, sagutin niya. Ang net budget niya is 1.1. Ngayon, 2.343 na. So, bakit siya nadagdagan ng 1.2? Di ba?
So, ikaw, what is the ending? Magkano po ang inyo?
A little
sa Kamsat?
over 5 billion. That's on record. I will not deny that. Why? Because, well,
Ganun daw ho ba kasi nando kayo sa kusina? Yun ata narinig ko.
Well, he can say that, but it's on record. There are bigger districts, there are bigger provinces, there are districts even higher than what I've got. That's a fact. I will not hide that. But for him to insinuate may insertion, may budget, may pork barrel, sinasabi niya di sa kanya rin na mali yung sa
Pero
kanya.
meron ba talaga napunta sa ilalagay sa provincial capital, sir?
I requested for that because why? There's a need Yung provincial capital namin, for more than 5 years, condemned na. So kami, I followed the process. May feasibility study. It's in part of the annual investment plan. Dumaan sa local development council. Yung all the things that you need.
Ginawa po ninyo.
Para hindi sabihin pork yan. Iconic. Why? Masama ba maging iconic? Kung iba po ang pananaw ko kay Congressman Leachon, sorry na lang. Ako, I made Camsur prosperous, tourism friendly. He was a Calapan mayor. Ang Calapan, up to now, is third class. So what I'm saying is, pananaw yan eh. I will not deny that. And yung sinasabi niyang walang pakialam ang Congress, marami pong finand ng national government ng Capitol. and other buildings. So
Alright.
legal yan, on record.
Okay, there was, ito pong sinabi ni Congressman Velasco. Ang sinabi po niya, I don't know if we can play that. We probably are running out of time na kung gusto niyo manifesto, mamatay na ako, walang ganung coup. Kung gusto niyo ng manifesto, would something like a manifesto work just to calm the situation at the moment? Is that something you guys would
Well,
want?
it was the speaker who said it was Congressman Velasco himself talking to congressmen. So he should answer that, not Doy Leachon or anybody. And for them to say name names, in the caucus, there were already names.
Yeah, but what
mentioned.
about a manifesto of support? Would that work for now?
For the speaker? For,
Opo.
I'm sure we will get more than the majority needed. Ang problema baka divisive. But we'll take that up. That's a good
Pero
suggestion.
marami ho pa ba kayo? If you were to approximate how many are supporting the speaker, I know that there's a statement made by the Visayas bloc, no? Na 48.
Hindi lang Visayas, Southern Luzon Bloc,
Okay.
Northern Alliance.
So mga ilan pa po?
I think over 80% of the House members support the leadership of Speaker Alan. Why? At first, they were doubting his capability. But kita mo naman, highest trust approval rating ng tao, over 80%, yung House. Ang daming bills na pasa, budget was passed on time. We're reforming the House now. Nag-hearing sa Taal when,
Batangas.
So,
Yeah.
these are reforms
Okay.
being instituted.
So yung pong caucus last night, nandun po kayo. Kasama niyo po sino? NUP and
NP, yes.
Kamusta po yun?
Maganda,
What's it
very
about?
clear sinabi ni Speaker Alan. Sabi niya, I'm only asking for your support for 15 months. Help me reform this House for 15 months. Help me leave a legacy. Malinaw, on record.
And on the record, palagay niyo po si Lord Alan Velasco na magiging speaker sa October.
Yun ang agreement eh. So,
Palagay niyo po matutuloy?
yun ang gusto ng Presidente. Susundin namin yun.
All right, maraming salamat kay House Deputy Speaker Lray Villafuerte. Sir, good to see you again.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.